Okay, everyone, thank you all for coming today. Thank you to the guys on the three top tables for getting a bit wet on Parliament Hill. Also, in particular, we've got some dignitaries here today from the embassies of Argentina, Ireland and France, and the High Commission for South Africa, Australia and Great Britain, and in particular High Commissioner Fisher from Australia. Doesn't seem like 3 weeks ago since I was here talking to you about the Barclays Churchill Cup and how it was coming to Ottawa. But here it is, and we've got a packed top table here. What I'm going to do is just ask each of them a couple of questions, and then we'll break out for one-on-one interviews. We'll start with the hosts and their coach, Kieran Crowley. Welcome, Kieran.
Thanks.
I gather you had your first training session yesterday with the squad. What's the most important thing when you get a new group of players together like this?
For me, it was probably to meet some of them. It's getting to know them. I've seen a lot of them on TV and that, particularly the guys that have been playing overseas. But it's to get to know them, and obviously with the new staff coming in, that we've got different philosophies and different ways to play the game and that sort of thing. So it's a matter of getting those sorts of things in place, and you've got to cram a hell of a lot in sort of 5 days. So it's just paying attention to things that we need to put in place in our games.
You very democratically brought along 2 co-captains today.
I couldn't make up my mind. So.
Okay. Pat, you've played rugby in Australia and New Zealand. What does it feel like to put a home jersey on in your native country?
It's exciting. We've played in Ottawa a couple of times, and it's always a pretty neat experience. Coming down to Parliament Hill, especially for those of us from out west who don't get out this part of the country too often. It's a pretty long way away, and it's exciting. Everybody's coming back together. It's not like when we play overseas and some guys are playing in that country already. When we're playing in Canada, it's where we've all lived and grown up. So yeah, it's real exciting. It's nice playing in front of the home fans.
Great. So, Eds, you're a BC boy, but you spent this season with the Cornish Pirates in England. Nice to come home.
Yeah, it's extremely nice to come home. The weather over in Cornwall is quite nice sometimes. But no, it's nice to come back and see a few new faces and stuff, and a few familiar faces, and just get back into playing for Canada and putting the jersey on.
Great stuff. Just moving on to England, Steve Bates. Steve, you were here a couple of years ago. On the other side of the fence, as it were, with Scotland. You got a good win against Canada in Ottawa before going to the final. How do you feel about leading England?
Very privileged. We're very excited about being here. We've got a lot of young, very talented players who are some of them haven't played rugby for 2 or 3 weeks, so they're champing at the bit to get out there. And looking forward to seeing them perform. Very exciting group of players, and it's a great environment for them in the Churchill Cup to prove that they can step up to the senior team when required.
And I think the average age of your backs is 22, so that's quite a young line outside.
Yeah, we've got a young back line, and actually young forward play as well. I think George Shooter is the old man of the trip at just into his 30s. Is that the right word? Yeah, just 30s. He's nearer my age than most of the rest, I think.
We'll get that far.
Maybe not. So yeah, we're a young team, and but they've all got lots of Premiership experience, and I think that will. They've had a tough season, so we're being fairly careful with what we do, but they're a talented group of lads.
Great stuff, thank you. Now, Will, I know you've been to Canada before, but usually on the ski slopes of Whistler and Banff. Looking forward to getting on the rugby field?
Yeah, hopefully a bit warmer in the next couple of weeks than it was when I was skiing, but as Steve said, everybody's really excited in the squad, and we're looking forward to the great tomorrow.
Great stuff. I think every team's got a new coach. No more so than USA. Scott, you got the match 6 open for the trip from Sydney?
If I look half as bad as I feel, I'd be a sorry sight for the people out there, I can tell you. So I'm doing a bit tough, but anyway, that's all right.
Good. So it's quite a tight turnaround, 3-4 days. Kind of sort of challenges that pose?
Oh, it's a little like Kieran. You're meeting the players for the first time, getting to know them, and it's a long road, and I think that's what we've got to look at it that way and try to settle on new combinations and new ways to do things. So it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time for rugby, and it's a great challenge for me personally, which is great.
Scott, you're also operating a bit of democracy in the Eagles camp. Mike Kirkus and Paul Emerick here today. Mike, you've scored more points than any other American rugby player in history. Are you looking to increase that tally against England on Saturday?
I'd like to, very much so, yeah. I think I'd be crazy if I said I didn't.
Fair enough. And Paul, you ran England close during the World Cup. Are you looking for another crack at them?
Yeah, the World Cup ended for me pretty early, but hopefully I'll be on a bit better behavior, and I look forward to the England match. It'll be my first Test match back, so it should be a good game.
Great, so thank you guys. Scotland have been here for 4 days and seem like 4 seasons of weather. Rob, you well and truly running on the ground?
Very much like home. We actually thought we'd come out of Canadian summer, but obviously not. No, we arrived on Saturday and had 2-3 good sessions, and just like everybody else here, just excited and looking forward to playing Canada on Saturday. It's a really exciting challenge for them.
You had a good kids clinic on Sunday with about 100 children down at Barhaven. Is that good for you guys?
Yeah, it's always good to try and promote the game, and it's good to see they had about 100 kids there. I thought that was really good. That was very positive. And our guys, as we always hope, are professional players, actually worked with these guys really well. So, but I think it's good for pro players and it's good for the kids. So yeah, it was a good time.
Great, so thanks, Rob. And finally, Fergus, I gather you were on the Big Bad Sports Show last night. Is that a career in media for you?
I reckon it could be. So anyone listening, Joel after rugby, I'm here, I'm available.
Okay, so. And on Sunday, Kelly, you had an 18-year-old rookie playing on the wing for you, training.
Yeah, boy, Dan Hunter, we're a bit short on numbers, so he joined in, we gave him a run, did alright.
A future for him?
Possibly. Possibly.
That's good. Thank you, everyone. If there's any questions from the floor, please ask them now, otherwise we'll break out into one-on-one interviews and some more lunch.
Kieran, how many players are you short in terms of guys who you haven't been able to get here?
Well, I don't know really, to be quite honest. There's a few players playing professionally overseas, or a couple that are still involved in games. There's a few guys that are injured that need time out. But to be quite honest, I'm relying on other people. Oh yeah, I wouldn't like to put a figure on it. I mean, might be. I couldn't put a finger on it. Sorry. I mean, you just need to look at probably the players that were there in the World Cup. I don't know how many that are still playing overseas that were involved in the World Cup that would have been available but are not because of injury or something like that. I mean, these guys here might have a better idea than me, but there might be 4 or 5, I suppose, something like that. But having said that, the group that we've selected have got their own merit, so it's an opportunity for them to perform now on a stage and put pressure on those other guys, because if you're not there, well then you give someone else a chance.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Let's break out into some lunch and some one-on-one interviews. Thank you very much.
One less than we're going to get, mate. It's longer to get here.
Sorry, I kept talking. I think I have too much. 10 seconds.
I had a couple of jokes I didn't